In Conversation with Avril and Lucy. Get involved. Call or WhatsApp 0800 118 4099.
Well, that was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it? I was pressing all the wrong buttons. So I was just playing out to myself then. Wouldn't be the first time. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Hope you are all well. This is In Conversation with myself and Avril. Maybe somebody else. Who have we got in here? Anyway, good evening, Avril.
Good evening, Lucy.
How the devil are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, nice to chat to you. I haven't seen you all day. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Good. And who else have we got here in the studio?
I don't know, some random bloke.
A random bloke?
Off the street.
just some rando off the street, yeah. I am Jason, for those of you that recognise my voice.
Yeah, Jason does the news.
I do the news on a Monday.
Yeah, you do indeed.
Used to do the country show. Some of you remember Jason from at the country show.
I was going to say
Let it go, Lucy, let it go.
I know. Well, you know. One day we'll get you back.
Yeah. Well, I am back. I'm doing the news. So
what a great news you do as well.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yeah. I enjoyed your one on Monday. All about you.
All about Trans Pride Brighton.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we turned that into a TikTok.
Yeah, I know you said you were going to do that.
Yeah, it's all done.
Oh,
yeah.
Very good.
I'll have to. I don't have TikTok. I'm not very.
I'll send you the link. You can just go and view it.
Yeah,
you don't
all
have to be on it.
I'll view it like 1,000 times or something. Get his numbers up.
Give it a like.
Yeah.
We need the likes.
Anyway, this is In Conversation with myself, Avril and JP. We've got lots to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Trans Pride. We're going to talk about TRUK United. And you may have seen, those of you that follow me on Twitter, I lost my mic cover. I blamed Alfie and it suddenly appeared back on my desk.
I found it on the floor today.
Did you? Whereabouts?
By your chair.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I hunted.
It hadn't gone far.
No. And Alf hadn't eaten.
No.
Because we've got one just round the corner there that's been alfed.
It's been alfed.
Been
I see.
Anyway, big thank you to Fiona for the last couple of hours. Absolutely brilliant. Although I'm not sure about the Wombles, but we're kind of
Yeah, but I said to you, Hayley must be in the chat
Hayley's
room.
got to be in the chat room. And is Hayley in the chat room?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, Hayley's in.
Lo and
So we're
behold.
assuming that Hayley requested the Wombles. But other than that, it was absolutely brilliant. And Hayley's being cheeky because she knows that she wouldn't get the Wombles on my request show. No chance. No chance. Anyway, what a weekend it was, wasn't it?
It was an absolutely fabulous weekend.
Yeah.
It
For
really
100%
was.
blast. Yeah.
It
Had a
was
great
really,
time.
Really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yes, for those of you that weren't there, Trans Pride Brighton, we started off on the Friday night, didn't we?
We did at the
Affinity
Bar, which was on the fundraiser for TRUK Listen.
Yeah.
Oh, we did really well.
Yeah, £250.
Yeah, and I won a prize.
Yeah, you did. You did. And I got mugged off a bit because I should have bought the
first strip.
the third strip.
Third strip, that's
But I
right.
insisted on having the second.
Yeah.
And the third strip won.
Yeah. Well, that'll teach you, won't it?
Isn't it? And what did you win a voucher, didn't you?
Yeah, I've won vouchers for the Brighton box, £30. So it's art, ceramics, and prints.
Fabulous.
I was going to go and have a look, but I kind of ran out of time. So I'll take a jaunt down to Brighton at some point to go and see what I can spend my vouchers on.
I'm sure you'll find something.
I'm sure I'll find something.
And
Yeah.
big thanks to Brighton Box for donating a prize for
Yeah.
the That's really nice of them, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
really good prizes actually.
Yeah, there was really good, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It was really good. And the night was absolutely brilliant. I have to say now, people will know I'm not a lover normally of drag queens. However, the one that I forgot her name now.
Ruffles.
Ruffles. The one and only Ruffles.
The one and only.
Brilliant.
Ruffles.
Yeah, she told me off.
Did she?
Yeah, because I've got a big gob.
Oh yes, she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Do you?
No,
I didn't
no one's ever
notice.
noticed that, okay.
that before.
Yeah, no, I thought she was really good because not only is she funny, and she is funny, and she's kind of what I would say drag queen funny. It is the audience participation.
Oh,
Alf was in the studio on the floor.
and he's seen something
And he's
outside.
seen something that he has to go and chase, and he had JP's lead wrapped around his neck at the time. So it all went a bit wonky. Yes, no. Ruff. Not only is she funny, she's also a really good singer, isn't she?
She is a fantastic
Really,
singer.
really
Yeah.
good singer.
Really good. So it's none of this miming rubbish. It's Yeah, proper.
And a very good singer.
Belting out the tunes.
Yes,
she really
fabulous.
was.
She was really, really good. And then she was followed by, I think it was Cosmic, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Who was good as well.
Yeah.
Sang as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, proper singing. So it was a really, really good night, wasn't it?
It was a really fun night, and it was so busy in there.
And there were lots of people coming in, different people were turning up at different times
Yeah.
as well.
I know I photobombed you at one point.
You did.
Once or twice.
I've got the photo of
About
you
100
looking round at me
about
like
100 times.
And then we was going to have an early night, well, midnight-ish, wasn't it? But
No, that didn't happen.
someone dragged us to Legends.
Someone, Lucy.
Yeah.
I think you should take responsibility for that.
It wasn't me.
It was you.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I know you certainly dragged me along.
Yeah, probably. Once I've had it's because
We dragged a few extra people as well.
I know.
Had my little
You've
friend.
got a whole little entourage, didn't you?
It's because I got on the shots.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Got onto the shots and it all just went wonky from there. But yeah, we went into Legends and that was eventful.
Yes, it was a bit, wasn't it? Lucy made a really nice friend.
I think I had a really nice friend. Yeah, some really tall guy. Yeah, he was lovely. I had a lovely little chat with him, didn't I? It was really nice.
Yeah, the security might have had to get involved.
They did, but it wasn't me. It was
No,
you, mate.
no. 100% it wasn't you.
It wasn't
No.
you.
For once.
He had a chip on his shoulder before he came in there.
Oh,
and he
no.
was just looking to have a row.
He glared me down at one point. I thought
He
I ain't
bumped
even.
into you, didn't
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I thought I'm not giving him the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
here we go again.
and Avril made a friend.
I did. He followed me from Affinity, I think,
Yeah.
all the way round.
Yeah,
we
I
went
want
to
to
a couple
say
of places.
his name was like Errol or something like that. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I can't
I can't remember now.
But it was a
A
really
lovely
good
chap,
night.
though.
He was really lovely.
Chap. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday was a really, really good night. Anyway, do come join us in the chat room, transradiouk.com. See a few of in there. You're all very quiet at the moment, but good evening to Andrea, Phoenix, DJ Bear, Roxy, Mr. Blue Sky, Denise, Chrissy, and our very own Hayley. Of course, Avril is in there as well. Do come and join us. So now, on to Saturday.
Saturday.
Trans Pride. What do we think?
I mean, the march was fantastic. wasn't it?
You know what? It was the best Trans Pride ever. The march was really, really busy. Everybody was in really good spirits, supporting. But I think they were quiet. I felt it was a quiet march because as you walk, because I walked up and down the march a few times because I was doing Facebook Live, so I was trying to
There was
get
pockets.
pictures, and there were pockets of chanting, but in between the chanting it was just really quiet. It was almost like people were saying, we don't need to shout, we don't need to do all this stuff, this is us just walking
Yeah.
in this march, showing everybody that we exist. And it was trans people, it was non-binary, it was allies, all sorts of people.
And there was lots of, I saw a few parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were some kids, some young kids as well.
Youngsters there, which was really, really good. And people up with proud parents t-shirts and stuff, which I thought was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know if you found that because you were broadcasting live from the march.
Well, I did,
weren't
like you. I walked up and down it as much as I could. Obviously, it was a very big march, 20,000 people apparently. So there was a lot of people in the march. But yeah, as I was doing the reporting, thank you to all those that did tune in as well. As you know, I was stopping for periods to let them listen to the chanting and the noise. But you were right. It wasn't. It was just little pockets that were chanting. It wasn't the whole march.
And it wasn't. There was
lots of periods of silence.
Yeah, there was lots of quietness, and it just seemed to, which I thought was wonderful because I just think they were just there waving their flags. The cars were tooting as well. It was just a bit of a reflection and just saying, you know, we are who we are and we exist without having. I think sometimes everybody thinks that all trans people are shouters at marches and stuff, but this wasn't about that. I think it had come on the back of Trans Pride London as well, that had 30,000 people in the centre of London, which was amazing, and I thought that was good. I didn't think that Brighton would get near that, but yeah, that was their ninth year, and they really did amazingly well.
But I think there was a lot of people just talking with their friends, people that they know online, and sort of I ran into about 3 different people I was up and down a bit, stickering people with all of our TRUK branded stickers. I gave people challenges to see if they could collect all 3 because I only had 2 different types on me, and I did see a few people that managed to get all 3 actually. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, I ran into Endeavour, I ran into Lizzie and Emily.
I'm sad I missed Emily and Endeavour, but you, Lucy, inadvertently you caught up with Emily Hamilton.
I did, yeah, I did.
Because she was talking to me and she was like, "Oh yeah, well Lucy interviewed me live on the radio."
Yeah, because they took caught my eye because Emily was with the Queen's Pride.
Yeah,
and obviously I know Queen's Pride being the rugby, so I needed to have a chat with them. And Emily's one of the co-chairs.
She is, yeah.
For Queen, so I was like, wasn't quite sure who she was, to be fair. It's like, oh hi, how are you?
Oh, she's lovely.
And she was fabulous. Yeah, we had a lovely chat with Emily. But that was great to see. Queen's Pride being supported. There was lots of different organisations on there as well, wasn't there? That was.
Lots of grassroots organisations.
Oh yeah, nothing big. There wasn't no Barclays or Lloyds
or
no.
Asda. It was all really.
Samaritans
were there. I mean, so we were still on the march at the moment. It was just Claire Green was there
with her massive big pole.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
That was. Yeah, that was what's its slogan was trans joy is powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was about, actually. I think that slogan, it was about trans joy, and it was about people being proud to who they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
And making it a positive message that was out. Yeah, the police were really friendly as well. There wasn't any problem with any of those. You had all the what they called, I was going to call them an usher.
Stewards,
that's
the word.
Yeah, they were there as well, and it was just a really, really friendly vibe, and having all those cars that were tooting away.
Oh yeah, and I always make sure I give them a big cheer back. Everyone does, but they're showing their support, so we thank them for their support.
And that band, the drummers they
were
had the
really
most
good.
amazing drummers at the front of the march. And if you actually go to our TikTok, I've put a video up on our TikTok, and just at the very end you've got Jason's news report on there with pictures and some videos, and as it fades out the news report, I've got the last 20 seconds of that band doing the drumming. And because they were amazing, I could have watched them for hours. It was really I want to be doing that drum next year.
We'll buy you a bongo, Avril.
You can bang your bongo. But there was also some fabulous some signs,
placards.
Some
really good ones.
And there was one I'm actually showing you guys this now.
Yeah. And
this one just really hit home for me. And I'm going to put this on our socials later, because the person in it has got a face that sums that up.
Yeah,
I think that's just really, really good. And there were lots of fabulous placards. I did actually take a photo, because what they did there was an organisation that got people to lay them all out. And who was that?
Who was that?
Oh,
they're
Transology Museum.
Transology, Museum of Transology. That's it. Because they did that at a number of protests. Because they did that at the Downing Street protest.
Right. They've collected.
Because I donated my sign, and they take a picture of you with your sign.
Yeah.
And they collect all of the signs, and then they display you with your picture with your sign. And I think it's a really fabulous initiative that they're doing, because there are some absolutely belter slogans that people do sort of put onto their signs, just having a good collection of those with the people that's made them as well, giving recognition to people that have put the effort into making those.
There was some really, really good signs. There was I was walking around having a look at them, and there was some that really struck a chord, especially this one. And I saw this when we was round by the front of the stage trying to get the live broadcast from the stage going, and I actually went up and done a little bit of speaking on the stage, and I saw this person with this sign, and I was just holding it, and I was like, oh my god, that just really there's just something about this sign that just really sort of struck a chord with me, and I just think it's great. And what it says, cis people don't notice we are suffering, and I just really, that really sort of struck a chord with me. I just thought, that's so true, because many cis people just don't realise.
No, they haven't got a clue about the struggles that we go through, and the difficulties we face as individuals, as a community. A lot of it is hidden. A lot of the bigotry comes from very small pockets of the community, but those pockets have seemingly a large influence. But for the most part, there's a lot of cis people that don't know anyone that's trans. They've never knowingly met someone that's trans or had interactions with someone that's trans, because, believe it or not, we're not that voluminous in number. There are a lot of us, but compared to the general population, there's not
minimal.
We are a small minority. And as a result of that, people that don't have those interactions with trans people, that don't have people in their lives that can help. I don't want to say educate them, because I know that is a big part, but just open them up to the differences that we face, and therefore they have no idea, they're oblivious. So they don't notice our suffering at all.
Just going on to a comment from DJ Bear in the I'd like to know a bit more about this.
That's not you, because I think there was a singer called Lucy.
Was there?
I think so.
Well, no, he's
but you went on to the stage and you did a thing.
You on the stage.
You did do a thing on the stage
about if it was or not. So I only went and done a little talk about trans radio. So if that's what you're talking about, that was me, the one in the TRUK United shirt, looking a bit hungover from the night.
So that's another thing. So we had to go to the park early in the morning to set up.
We did, didn't
everything.
We, Avril?
Well
yes,
done.
Jason. Lucy was still in bed with a hangover for a bit of it, wasn't it?
Oh, rough.
Yeah, it's not really surprising, is it, with the number of shots that you did?
I know, I was very rough. So I thank you to JP, Avril, and the rest of the team.
Yeah, George was down there. He came.
Oscar, Phoenix.
Yeah, Oscar and Phoenix.
Andrea.
Yeah, and Andrea as
Michelle.
well. Yeah, Michelle Evans as well.
Done,
came and really helped set everything up. So it's the first time we've had a stall at Brighton Trans Pride, and also it's the first time we've actually broadcast live from an event like that, the whole event. So we were live on the radio from midday. I think it was up till about 7 o'clock in the evening, wasn't it, or 6:30?
Yeah, about 6:30, I think.
Yeah. So that was no mean feat, with some technical issues along the way when we were trying to do certain things. But
we'll get it better next time. But I think
we've had so much great feedback about it.
55 countries.
Can you believe that?
Amazing.
55 countries were listening to that broadcast.
So let's talk about the park.
Let's talk about the park.
So we had a stall, and those of you that come in from the top end, it was the first stall on the left, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
And we sold so many football shirts, it's ridiculous.
It's
crazy.
I mean, that was the thing that we sold the most.
Yeah, we just
of all of the merchandise, because there's some, we had absolutely great merchandise, brand new t-shirts, brand new tote bags, but people wanted the football shirts
because they're absolutely.
I mean,
awesome.
they are gorgeous football shirts. To be fair, they're, fantastic colours, fantastic design. So I can understand why they would want them.
Yeah, people were just buying them. We sold so many football shirts; it was ridiculous. It was. I mean, we sold out the stock we had, and then we've just taken a pile of orders that I've got sitting here on the desk.
I hope you've put those orders in, Lucy.
Yeah, they're in.
Good.
All in. She did them. She did them on Sunday night. Actually.
Well done.
So
yeah, the orders are in.
Got them all in.
Everyone that's put an order in.
But it was really good, because at the park again there was nothing corporate there, and you would have heard me at some point in the live broadcast. I actually went round and was interviewing a few people at some of the stalls that I could get to. And one of the ones I found really interesting was the English collective of Prostitutes, because obviously there's a lot of trans people that do sex work as well, and what there is, they are an English collective, but they're actually international, and they look after the health and well-being of people that are sex workers. They deal with, there's a poverty side that's attached to it as well. So it was really interesting listening to them about what they've got. The Samaritans were there as well. Traveller Pride was there. I mean, it was just the queer parenting partnership that was about when you're queer parents and bringing up these children.
I'm a bit disappointed that I'd like to have us have got round, and this is an open invite to anyone from any organisation that was there. If you'd like to come on the radio and talk about your organisation, because I did want to go, and the plan was to interview them all, but we just never had time.
We just didn't. But what we would have next year, what we'll do is we'll do the live broadcast, but then we'll get someone else to do the interviews, and that we can pre-record. But there was Stonewall Housing that were there. Now they've helped one of our own TRUK family with their accommodation, and so it was really nice. In actual fact, they went over to the stall and they had a picture. When they knew it was them, they were like, "Oh, let's have a picture with you," because they were so pleased that they'd been able to help that person with their accommodation, and that's amazing. But these are all the grassroots. It was the Claire project, the Trans Photo Collaborative, Spectra, all sorts youth project. Terence Higgins Trust, which I think is really, really important. Mermaids were there as well. The Rainbow HUD Switchboard, LGBT as well.
TMSA UK were there.
Yeah, they were there. They was doing things for binders and stuff.
They were, They collect binders and they
interestingly,
give them out where they can.
The University of Brighton was there, and they packed up early because they've got. Is it Kathleen Stock?
I think so. Yeah.
Kathleen Stock is a lecturer there,
is she still working there? I thought she'd gone.
No, I think she's
right.
And they were there at their stall, and
they got no traffic.
We observed.
Yeah.
Everybody was scooting. They were literally opposite us. And they weren't going there at all.
No. They I think they were the first stall to pack up. Actually,
they were.
I was
going to say I talked to a really interesting stall. They were getting people's opinions on online dating and how it can be better. And I'd walked past them earlier when they were setting up, and they had a little board with some questions on, and I thought about it as I walked past. And when I went for a bit of a walk around, I went and stopped and spoke to them, and I sort of raised the issue of being a demisexual person, and not really necessarily being attracted to people based on looks alone. It's more of a I'm attracted to someone once I get to know them. I didn't fill out their survey, but I did write a little sort of thing down for them because they thought that was a really valid point that a lot of people don't actually consider. So that was interesting to get involved with.
That's interesting to definitely hear that. And with regards to sex workers as well, I think it's I think the country and the world needs to wake up on it, because people are always going to pay for sex. So why can't we make it safe for sex?
Well, make it legal, and then make it safe. Because the two things actually generally go hand in hand, don't they? It is a profession, and it is a legitimate profession. To be fair, I follow somebody on TikTok, and she's a sex worker. She's not trans, she's a cisgender woman, and she gets so much abuse on there for it. But she's quite open, and I think she's pushing boundaries about, because it happens. It's behind the scenes. People aren't open about it, and that's the danger as well. And while it's still illegal, then they're not seeking help when they've been beaten up or having a problem, or they're homeless. They're not going to the authorities where they should be. They should be having that safety net to protect them. So
I've got to say, regards the park as well, and I will be filling in a feedback form for Trans Pride Brighton. I thought the speaker system, sound system, was a lot better this year.
It was, and the stage rigging was better as well.
I thought that was really, really good. And they also took on their own. They ran the bar this year. Yeah. Which
we made it cheaper.
And I think that's good, because it helps support. They were able to raise some funds themselves. From that as well. But there was a lot of stalls there and a lot of people, wasn't it? Again.
It was very, very busy. I think some people underestimated the power of the sun because it was a very, very hot day. So there were bits under trees that people then were strapping tarpaulin up. The only thing I would say, and I think you commented about it as well, was you're in the park. It's a very small park. It's a big park, but it's a small park.
They've moved on. They had to move on from Sussex Gardens to there. So
we were the furthest away from the stage where we were. We were right by the entrance, but it was the opposite end of the park to the stage, and you could hear what was going on stage. However, there was one stall that was playing really, really loud music.
Right.
Which meant if you were, and it was halfway through, which meant if you were at the back end of the park, you couldn't actually hear what was on the stage. And I think that's something that, we're a radio station,
and we didn't play any music.
We didn't play any music because we didn't think it was the right thing to do when you've got people performing and you can hear the entertainment. If it's a bigger park where you can play something, it doesn't impact anybody else, then like a.
If you're Brighton Pride and you're stuck out the back.
At Pride in Surrey, we've also played music because we've been far enough away from the stage that no one can hear it, and we've played the radio out on it. But it just that seemed inappropriate, and I wish that hadn't happened. Really. I mean, that's probably one of the criticisms that I would say.
Phoenix has left us a comment in the chat room.
Phoenix, and quite rightly so. The only downside about the park is it's a hill, so she had to ask for help to get up it each time. Which is it is. But then I think any of those parks in Brighton that are near the seafront are going to be they're all in those little squares in between buildings. On the flip side of that,
if they put us at the other end, then we'd be all right.
On the flip side of that, I have to say, and I hope I'm not speaking for Phoenix, they had disabled toilets, and then they had the gold star of disabled toilets that were there as well, so that they were accessible for everybody. And it had a lift, so it was in a van, and people like Phoenix that's in a wheelchair could just go on there and it would lift her up, and it was like having a whole proper toilet, accessible toilet with everything that anybody, rather than just a large portaloo that generally is at a lot of places.
I did have a funny moment when I was in the queue for one of the portaloos, and a person came out and they said, "God, it's so clean in there. It's not like when you go to normal festivals and it's all a mess." And I thought, it's because everyone's having to sit down to pee.
Very true, very true.
Andrea said the beach lawns would have been a perfect location. Probably, but then you could have to fence it off. I think the whole point about the fact that it's in a gated place means that people just can't wander in wherever.
No,
because they would steal things from wherever,
and they were counting trouble. Sort of in and out of the park because they had a limit on a clicker.
Yeah, and DJ Bear's saying, having seen the march and looked at the park on Google Maps, he was shocked we all fitted. It was rammed, but it wasn't. Yeah, but not everybody from the march actually. No,
type.
It wasn't, and it emptied out. But also, not everybody that was in the march actually went into the park because where I'd been in the march, going backwards and forwards, doing the live Facebook. At the very end of it, I was at the very back of the march, so I was watching people. I was at the front watching people come through, and then people were getting to the end of the march, and then they were just going off to the beach. So actually, not everybody in that march went into the park.
Come back later and stuff.
I think people dipped in and out.
I think it will outgrow, like they outgrowed Sussex Gardens.
Outgrowed. Sorry, Lucy.
I won't swear.
No, it's probably best you don't.
No, I won't.
I apologise.
They can't see signs on the radio. No, I think they outgrew Sussex Gardens, and I think there'll be a time that they will definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's more and more attended each time, isn't it? So
I think it's a bit like the London one. I think it's at a time that is a rough time for trans people. It's the roughest it's ever been, and I think it was really important for a lot of people
to come together with their community.
Together. And it's not everybody can access Brighton.
No.
So I think I can understand why, because London is a hub.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of train services that come direct. So you can understand why that would be busier. And also, there's so many people that on social media that reached out to us and were telling us they'd love to have come but they couldn't, and I think that's where we're being able to broadcast that, and we had the option. I said to Lucy, we could we were supposed to be plugging into their system. The thing is that if you plug into their system, you miss all the noise of what's going.
It has
it's
to come
muted
in through the microphone to be played out. So we just stuck the mic next to the speaker. It was like, right, you can get the full experience in.
Yeah.
And we've had lots of people comment and say how much they enjoyed it. So that kind of worked.
Yeah,
for sure, 100%.
Well, I think also it's worth saying that we did get a lot of people come to the stall. We got even more word out about Trans Radio, so there might even be some people listening today that have tuned in for the first time, or it's their first week listening to Trans Radio, because not everyone knows about you. Shockingly, as shocking as that is.
Well, to be honest, we find that quite a lot, don't we? When we're out and about and we're at these sort of events, and we're like, who is. Yeah, we're talking about it, and they go, "Oh my God, there's a radio station!"
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's loads of people that are like really shocked that is there.
Yeah, but yeah, so got the word out a lot more, and hopefully got some lovely new listeners.
Yeah, hopefully. So welcome to all of them. Couple of comments on there. Phoenix and a number of parents with kids was amazing and so encouraging. Trans parents or trans kids was fantastic.
I have to say on that,
Birmingham Trans Pride next. To be more
we'd love to. The thing is, I think there's several. I think we were trying to add up how many Trans Pride events there are up around the country, and we just can't. We can't physically get to them all, but I think we need to plan.
Well, they're growing. There used to just be Sparkle, and I mean, Sparkle's been going for quite
20 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of started.
But I think that's a different event.
Oh, from what it was, yeah.
No, but also it's a different event to the Trans Pride.
Oh, totally. They're chalk and cheese events, considering they're meant, both with the community.
I mean, they're both fantastic in their own right.
And they both serve a purpose. And they
do,
serve
and
people.
the volunteers that work for Sparkle, they do a fantastic job organising it every year. And it is really well attended.
Yes, there is a place for Sparkle, but there is a big place for the Trans Prides. I think.
They're, as I say, them two events are just different, but still both fantastic and equally. Equally very well attended, both of them.
Absolutely.
But talking about the parents with kids and trans parents or parents with trans kids, the place I've seen the most amount of trans kids, and I was really, really surprised, was Pride in Surrey.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if it's because it's a different sort, because it's a smaller Pride rather than a really big one. But that's where I've seen the most. And Tara's saying there's no protests or marching at Sparkle.
No, there isn't.
And the thing is, Sparkle was set up to be just something to recognise and a gathering.
And it was more of a festival, to be a festival vibe than anything else.
They were always non-political. Now, the thing is, I think with Sparkle, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. They've been involved with a few of the protests up in Manchester, and quite a few people that support Sparkle have been, hang on, you said you're non-political, you shouldn't be doing these things, but then on the other side they are a trans charity, so they should be doing some of these things.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I think they're kind of stuck. They're in that in between bit.
But still, both are fabulous events.
But definitely, you've got
and
Birmingham,
both free as well.
You've got the Birmingham Trans,
definitely.
The Birmingham Trans Pride picnic. There's definitely Southwest.
Is it Dublin?
Dublin. There's Southwest Trans Pride down.
Down in Devon or Cornwall.
It's round
somewhere down there.
I think it's like Western-super-Mare. I think I'm saying that Western-super-Mare, but
no, you could be right. Is it like Bristol? Oh, because there's the one in the winter is the Bristol Trans Pride as well.
And there's one in Belfast. I think there's one. There's one in Belfast as well.
And is that one?
There's one up in Scotland as well.
One in the southwest that they were Sparkle, wasn't there as well for a while?
Oh, really?
No, that's the Welsh one, isn't it?
The Welsh one.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to call themselves Sparkle. So if you ever followed the story of Lily Jones, so Lily Jones was
that's a good Welsh name, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a trans girl. Well, she's a trans young lady now. I think she's 22 now. But you followed her from when she was 14, 15. I think it was BBC Three that did a whole series on her. The first event she went to and she won was Miss Sparkle, which was down in a Welsh Sparkle, and then other sparkle.
Oh, that's really cool.
So it was over the name. There was a bit of an argument over the name.
Sure.
So Andrew's saying Trans Pride Southwest is in Bristol, 21st to the 27th. So it's a
Of November, yeah.
long old week. I
think they do like little events.
A bit like Trans Pride does.
Yeah.
They have the cinema and the picnic, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming that all culminates into one.
There must be one event, surely.
I imagine sort of at the weekend. I imagine there's a big one. I was going to go to it year before last, I think, but
we should probably try and get down there. It's November, so they'd have to have something indoors.
Yeah, a lot of the events are indoors. Yeah,
but if there is a bit where you can have a table to display something,
absolutely,
then obviously that's something we should be looking at. Doing.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
Anyway, that is Trans Pride Brighton.
Yeah,
which we've spoken nearly all evening.
I know, right?
But it was fabulous.
It was a really great night. And don't forget, there was the after party at Concord 2, which I went to, which was.
Tell us about that, because we just sat on the beach.
Yeah, I know you had enough by that point.
And when we heard some things, was it about that after party about the police?
Oh, I didn't see any of that. I didn't stay there until 3 o'clock in the morning.
But tell us about it.
So they had various trans performers. The only one's name I can remember was Travis. Oh, I can't remember their surname now. There was sort of spoken word music type artists, on the main stage, really big room, really well attended. It was packed inside and out the whole time. They even had a little pizza oven, and we're doing vegan pizzas. Right. If you were hungry while you were there, But yeah, no, it was a fantastic evening with some great acts, and I wish I could remember their names, but I've got a terrible memory. And you know, I was on the booze at that point, so you know. but yeah, it was definitely worth attending. The vibe was fantastic. Yeah, really lovely. Really loads of trans folks and some allies and that sort of thing. But yeah, it was just a really good. They had a great DJ. Some of their mixing I felt left a little bit to be desired, but some of it was also really good. So
perhaps they should have come to Trans Radio. Yeah. You know, we've got some ex-club DJs. We got. Excuse me for starters.
Who? Never heard of her.
Okay. But DJ Susie B did Cambridge Pride for us, didn't she? She did a fabulous job.
And let's be fair, Susie B also did Iron Apple for a few years, so
16 years. 16 years.
So they could have come to us for that. So that's perhaps something we can put forward.
Well, the thing is, when we did actually speak to Sarah Savage when we were organising the broadcasting live, and she was saying that when they ever do a call out for DJs, The World and Its Wife has or been a DJ, so then they have trouble then sifting through and finding people that genuinely they should have done what Cambridge Pride did, because Cambridge Pride came to us
to the radio station. If you're looking for a blinking DJ, where would you go? You wouldn't go to the bookshop, would you?
Well, you might, you never know.
I have to say, I've just quickly looked up, so there is obviously Trans Pride Brighton, Trans and Intersex Pride Dublin, Trans Pride Southwest, Trans Pride Scotland, Trans Pride Northern Ireland, Trans Pride Birmingham, and Trans Pride Leeds, Trans Pride Cardiff, and Liverpool Trans Pride, and Trans Pride North.
Gee whiz,
that's a lot.
I'll have to. I mean, Leeds Pride is always fantastic, so I imagine Trans Pride Leeds would be equally fantastic.
I think what we need to do is we already connected with a lot of these organisations. What we need to do is properly connect with these and see if we can at least get a presence down, even if it's not us that we've got, because we've got a team around the country.
You've got people all over the place, so it doesn't have to be you two.
All around the world.
Well, exactly.
All around the world.
I can't find my baby.
Right, going to go to some adverts because we haven't played any adverts during the show.
Whoops.
Never mind, sorry about that. We're going to quick adverts and we're going to come back and talk about TRUK United.
Woo!
It's all happening this Sunday.
Oh, I love this. We continue in moments.
This is good. Yes.
You're logged to Trans Radio UK.
Trans Radio UK. Tune in via DAB in Ireland. Download our app via your smart speaker or online at transradiouk.com.
Trans Radio, supporting mermaids. Family and individual support for gender diverse and transgender children. For information, go to www.mermaidsuk.org.uk.
Win £25,000 and help TRUK Listens at the same time. Enter the Rainbow Lottery and click TRUK Listens as your chosen organisation. And not only can you win £25,000, 50p of every ticket purchased will go to TRUK Listens. Please see www.transradiouk.com and click Win £25,000 for more details.
Tea and Coffee are a global network providing alcohol-free safe spaces through face-to-face and online platforms. All of our events are held in safe, accessible and alcohol-free environments, allowing our members to relax and really connect with one another. To become part of one of the fastest growing global networks for trans and gender diverse people, simply visit tncoffeelgbt.com. That's the letter tncoffeelgbt.com. At Tea and Coffee, we're supporting you to be you.
Ever thought about having your own radio show? Well, now you can, as we're looking for presenters to join our team. No experience is needed and minimal equipment required. For more information, email info@transradiouk.com.
Trans Radio UK is on right now. Across the UK and beyond. Now, more of the music you love. What's more? Trans Radio UK. In conversation with Avril and Lucy. Get involved. Call or WhatsApp 0800 118 4099.
In conversation with myself, Lucy Clark.
Myself, Avril Clark.
And myself, Jason Potts.
JP.
Yes, good evening to you all. We're going to talk about TRUK United. Now, I just need to, in case you are listening to this on the podcast, it is the 21st of July. And we're talking about the match that's coming this Sunday, the 24th of July, 2022. We don't want you listening to this in 2024 and suddenly thinking there's a football match on Sunday. So I thought we'd better just clear that up, because this show will be going out as a podcast. Anyway, Sunday, TRUK United. It's a TRUK Cup.
It is indeed.
The TRUK Cup, it's between TRUK United FC, still to win a game, and Stonewall FC. It's Dorking Wanderers. It's a 3:00 kickoff. You can get your tickets online at just head to trukunitedfc.com. You can get your tickets there.
How much are tickets, Lucy?
£3.
Is that all?
£3.
Bargain.
Well worth a punt.
Pound
Bargain.
for concessions.
Oh, concessions.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the sweets?
So that's youngsters or oldies. So if you're young or old, it's £3 or £1. The bar's going to be open as well, so you'll be able to get yourself a drink and a refreshment or two. And we've got a really good squad. Lots of players are coming to play. We've got lots of people that will be making a debut again.
Yeah, we've got lots of new people have joined the TRUK United team as well.
We saw loads of people very interested.
There was a lot of interest at the Pride, wasn't there?
100%. So we've got some players that are coming to make their debut for TRUK. This is our fully inclusive team this Sunday. So open for everyone. Emily's playing.
She is.
Young Emily's going to come and hopefully score another hat-trick for us.
Let's hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Listen, we might not win, but we're going to give it a go. We're playing Stonewall. We're raising money for TRUK Listens, so that's really good. It should just be a really good day, shouldn't it? The weather's going to be fine.
They say it's going to, because it's going to be a bit miserable the next couple of days, and it's going to be wonderful. I think 27 degrees or something on Sunday.
It can't be worse than the weather at the last match, can it? Oh, not the last match, the one before
the
that.
Snow.
Sorry. The snow match.
The history-making
snowy match. Yes.
Yeah,
but it's hopefully make sure you bring your sunscreen.
Yes, bring your sunscreen and some fluids. If you don't want a drink from the bar, you can come in bring your own drink and stuff. It's going to be really great.
I'm looking forward to it. Come down and join in. It'll be good fun.
The TRUK team are going to be there as well. Not the football team, like the TRUK radio team. Are going to be there. JP's going to be there.
I will be there.
I think Phoenix is going to be there.
Phoenix is going to come.
Janella, I'm hoping will be there.
I'll be there.
Avril will be there.
And Emily's mum Emma will be there too.
And Alf, is Alf going to be
there? No, Alf is not going to be there. Arthur, our grandson's going to be there as well.
lovely.
So you'll get to meet our little grandson. He's going to be there too.
He's lovely, isn't he?
So it's going to be an amazing day. We're going to race, hopefully, a few quid for truck listens. We're going to have a game of football, and there is a trophy involved.
Oh,
so
everybody loves a
lifting
trophy.
Well,
fingers crossed. That'd be nice.
Be nice if we can actually score a goal this game.
Well, I mean,
we did get 5 last time.
I was going to say, at least you got some last time.
Yeah, we got.
Tara says she's going to be there.
Tara's going to be there.
Fabulous.
Yeah, but our goals were scored by Emily and Harrison.
Oh, okay.
Who are 14 and 11.
Fantastic. All ages are welcome to play. And if you're younger, it's probably better because you're probably faster than everyone else. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, we got a few players that are 60, over 60.
Yeah.
Coming up to.
But this is a great thing. It's all inclusive. Yeah.
You're just showing that football is for all, and that's what it is, and that's why you have an inclusive team.
Yeah.
Because it has all ages, all abilities, and
it doesn't matter if you can play for 5 minutes or 50 minutes. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we got Sam next door. I think last match Sam come on and. He's such a fit lad. He's out in the garden all the time doing all the gardening. He went out running and all this, and then he come to play for TRUK, and after about 30 seconds he's like, stop me, I'm knackered.
Oh, I can't do it anymore. I can't breathe. Yeah, yeah. See, that's I'd be worse than that if I played Lucy, which is why I'm. I've never played football. What are you meant to do? I don't understand. You pick it up and throw it.
No, use a racket. Use a racket.
Use a club, right? Is it a club? Yeah.
Got to kick the ball into the net.
Oh, that sounds too complicated for me.
Imagine a ball's of fish and get it into the net.
Yeah, that's far too complicated.
So TRUK United FC. We're playing Stonewall this Sunday, 3 p.m. at Dorking Wanderers FC. If you are local, come down, support us, give us a cheer.
Even if you're not local but can get there, just come down.
Come down.
It'll be a fun afternoon.
It will be
really, really good.
It'll be
right. It is 10 minutes to 9. It's Thursday evening. This is Trans Radio UK. In conversation with myself, Avril and the JP. All right, you've got some serious stuff you want to talk about.
We just need to update people with all this rubbish that's going on. So Joanna Cherry has been elected as the new chair of the Joint Committee on Human Rights,
which is an absolute joke.
So she's a queen turf. I don't even know how she's.
It's friends of friends, isn't it? Absolutely, it's much like all of the Tory government. Like it's not what you know, it's who you know.
So that's all trans rights out the window because there'll be no equality or human rights that are afforded to trans people with her in that position.
No.
So in actual fact, I was speaking earlier today to Phoenix, and I try always to be strong and positive about everything.
Yeah.
But seeing that did actually kind of wind me just a little bit, and I think
you're not
that
the only one.
And I was like, really? Yeah, we're fighting everything. You've got transphobic government. We've got all these turfs that are really very vocal with everything
and influential.
Well, you can see how influential. Joanna Cherry, she cozies up to the LGB Alliance. It's not a good look for the government to have made this appointment. It has winded me, but I do think it's got to get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. How long that will take for it to get better, I don't know at the moment. But that did wind me a little bit. I just think one of the comments that have come from somebody is that the appointment of Joanna Cherry is an ambiguous message to the LGBTQ+ that we're deemed to be less worthy of human rights. This is a slap in the face and deeply worrying.
I think that's an unambiguous message because it's quite clear.
Yeah. So I just think that was a difficult thing to have to deal with. And then also there was a survey from the Gay Times and Channel 4 News where it shows LGBTQ people face discrimination in the last year. 24% in education, 15% at home, 12% during a visit to cafe, bar, pub, restaurant, nightclub, 8% at work, and 8% in a public bathroom. So I
think them figures are low.
Well, I mean, it's not going to capture everyone, is it? This is the thing.
No, I think them figures are low. I don't think they're realistic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the survey never is. It's always.
Well, there's a YouGov survey which we were trying to get the results for before we came on air, but we didn't have time.
I mean, there's a lot of results in that, and none of them.
And
are
in the YouGov
good.
one, it puts the trans community in a sad light, I think, but I don't think there's a lot of the trans community that are on those YouGov polls. Now, I've actually joined it. I must have got a link on Twitter or something. So I've been part of those polls for about the last 6 weeks, and I've shared the link in a few places, because I think the more community people we have that are doing those polls, the better. And it's literally a 5-minute chat. They send you click it, and it goes into like a chat room, and they ask you a question, you select out of the options, and then it goes to the next question, and it takes 5 minutes to complete. And I'm doing that, and there was one I did a couple of days ago that was about the LGBT community, so it's well worth people getting in and involved on that. And if anybody wants the link, message me. Get on there and be involved on this chat.
Absolutely.
Bet your bottom dollar all the gender critical people.
Of course they are, and they're all sharing it amongst their own community.
And Piers Morgan is at it again.
Oh, shocker!
So
What's that idiot doing
he's
now?
done this. The England persons who menstruate football team are superb. Well played, Lionesses. Yeah.
No one's saying you can't say women, you bloody idiot.
Yeah. So, and then what's happened now?
Sorry, I know.
No swearing, Lucy.
So this is where the transphobe agenda has brought us as well. Caster Semenya is no longer a woman with high testosterone. She was wrongly assigned female at birth on this piece allegedly about the World Athletics Championship.
Who wrote that?
It's in the Guardian.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake!
So,
But this is where the regulations among trans women playing sports are affecting cis women, particularly the intersection of cis black women, because it's there's a number of people that this has happened to now. Caster's now, I think, the third, possibly fourth person that this has happened to now, and it majority, that's not the right word. I know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, we all know.
It affects black cis women. Because some of them do have a higher testosterone level. Doesn't mean that they're not women.
Yeah, no, totally.
But this is what the gender critical people want.
Yep, and
why are they not picking on Sharon Davis? Because she's 5 foot. 5 feet.
Because she's a TERF. You know.
And also I got something really good for you. So the EHRC annual review. So the EHRC chair, we know who that is, states, in my first year as a chairwoman of the EHRC, I'm pleased to report that we've continued to deliver on equality and human rights for the people of Britain, while also reshaping our organisation to meet society's future needs and challenges.
Oh,
Faulkner is living in
La La Land.
So she's completely deluded unless she's imagining a future where trans people have been completely eradicated.
I think they probably are, to be honest, Avril, but we will not succumb.
We will not. So so we've got all that. So, but let's also talk about some good things that have happened.
Yes, please do.
I've got something really good to talk about.
Go on then.
I've got 2 good things. So
I've got wonderful cuddles from Bear.
Oh, what DJ Bear? No. Is there something you want to tell me, my darling?
A chocolate lab.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
He is beautiful.
Anyway, I thought I'd share that.
Yeah.
Well, why
if
not?
you're on my Facebook, you would have seen his picture where he's smiling.
He's got a lovely little face.
He's beautiful. Anyway, go on.
So, huge win. Lesbians, bi women and trans people will no longer face additional barriers to accessing IVF following Stonewall's IVF for All campaign. This wouldn't have been possible without the help of the supporters of Stonewall who campaigned alongside us for this change. Where's the LGBT Alliance? They're supposed to be doing this sort of stuff.
Can I just say as well, actually a picture on my Facebook, the girl that's stood in the middle of that group of referees is the fabulous Stacey Pearson, who has been campaigning for that for some long time. And I know that the news come through when we was at Brighton the other day doing the football thing yesterday. Well done, the Lionesses, by the way.
Absolutely.
And she was literally jumping up and down with joy. So I know she's been working so hard and linked up with Stonewall. I think Stonewall actually mentioned her on one of her pieces.
It's amazing. They said for years,
well done, Stacey.
They've had to pay £25,000 for private healthcare.
They had
they had to prove their fertility to be able to access it on the NHS.
Gives them an opportunity to build a loving and thriving family, which is amazing. And I've got time for one more little good news story.
Yeah, we've got
time. Well, there's a lovely article from the girl guiding, where they've been able to do a lovely article about trans inclusivity, which was published yesterday or today. Go and read it. We have shared it on our socials. Somebody did message me saying that made me cry reading that. What a wonderful thing to read. And despite all the hate, all the turf hate that's been on the Girl Guiding Association, they've stood by their guns and they are still inclusive. So, up the Girl Guides.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to be a Girl Guide.
Fantastic skills for young women.
It is absolutely fabulous.
And young people.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
It is absolutely amazing. So yes, good news.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
News. Right, that is it. That hour has just flown by.
God, hadn't it just? Has that already been an hour?
Yeah, crazy stuff. It's just coming up to 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we have the fabulous Tara Thomas.
Yeah, with the ska, reggae, and two-tone show.
And then you can hear all about Trans Pride Brighton, but from Shelley's perspective.
Yeah, and that's always got a Shelley twist on it,
I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
The Shelley Jane
extravaganza, and she'll have, that is going to be amazing. So make sure that's at 10 o'clock.
That's at 10 o'clock tonight.
And then at 11 o'clock, we've actually got the top 40 with Simone that's coming up at 11.
All right. Okay.
It got moved. I just moved it there for today.
Right, there you go.
Up
with a
bit of a shuffle.
And then at midnight is DJ Susie B.
See where old Kate Bush is running up that hill?
Running around.
I think she's running down the hill now.
Oh, is she running down the hill now?
Yeah, although I was running up the hill today at golf, but that's another story.
Well, you were looking at the deer at golf.
I know, lots of deer all playing around in the bunker.
Yes, dear.
That's good. No more deer jokes. Right, that is it. We are out of here. Thank you to everyone for listening. Hope you've enjoyed the show.
Yes.
Goodbye from me, Lucy Clark.
And goodbye from me, Avril Clark.
And goodbye from me, Jason Potts.
We shall see you all soon. Take care.
Bye.
The breakfast show tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.